it's your girl Kiki Knowles, and welcome to episode 8.
I hope so.
Okay.
I don't know. It's part 1, so you in the right place. Let's get started. Do I have anything to cover? No. No, I have nothing to cover. Okay, we can jump straight into it. Wait, am I sure I have nothing to cover? Like, I feel like I'm forgetting something. Anyway, it's fine. Let's just get straight into the question. It's a very big question, so I think this video will be a one question because it's one of those big ones, you know. And then the next part, maybe we'll do like 2 short questions. Yeah, we'll see. Okay, so she says, oh gosh, I wonder. And I wrote the question down, but like I can't remember what I was saying. Okay, I have a little fan here, so you can like see. I'm just wavy, and I did my hair after months of not doing my hair. Just feeling myself. Anyway, next. Okay, so she says, dear Kiki, my name is Trisha, and I don't know if she gives me permission to say it. Okay, listen, okay. New rule. If you say your name in the email, I'm allowed to say it on the show. Okay? I'm allowed to say it on the channel. So, if you don't want your name to be said, don't type it. Don't type it. Anyway, Trisha, they know you. It's done. Okay, so she says, my name is Trisha, and I've been... I'm getting a burp. Okay, that's fine. Oh, I forgot something. Okay, 5 seconds. We got beans. Okay, so this is my favorite beans. I forgot the name, like where they buy it. But this is my favorite. I love it, and I love candies. And usually when it comes to like sweets, I'm more like, I like all the green stuff, because like the green stuff is like the sour stuff, so I'll always go for the green. But with this, the yellow, and usually I hate the yellow, but this yellow, something else, it does something to me. So what I do is, I take the, too much, I take the green, and I take the yellow, and then I smush it, you see? I smush it together like that. Then I eat it. That's all. Anyway. Okay. We're back with oh god. We're back. We're back, Trisha. Okay, I hope I'm scented because now I didn't even. I know. My nose is leaking. Okay, let's continue. She says, my name is Trisha, and I've been in a monogamous, I'm a genius, monogamous marriage, I thought relationship, monogamous marriage for about 4.5 years. Okay, so for those of you at home who don't know, monogamous means like 1-to-1. Oh, it's only the 2 of us in this relationship. You get like open relationships, open marriages, but this is monogamous, so it's 1-to-1. And that was me speaking, not even Google. Okay, there's no Google pages that I went to go look at this. I hope it means that if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I'm confident that I'm right. Okay, next. Okay, so she's been in this 1-1 marriage for about 4.5 years. She says, my husband has recently displayed an interest in polygamy, which is the opposite. It's the opposite of monogamous. So polygamy is like a man, I'm not sure if woman, yes, Susie? What is it, Susie? He wants to be on camera, but no, I can't pick him up, I can't do it. That's too much. Okay. So I'm not sure if it's same. Recently I saw like the show that like has like one woman and she has like 2, 3, 5 husbands, or she has like a husband and a boyfriend, and that's like legal somehow. So I'm not sure if polygamy means the same, like for women also to have many husbands. But what I do understand from polygamy is like there's one husband and he has multiple wives, so they become like sister wives. So yeah, her husband is now interested in having another wife, or having a girlfriend first and then turning her into a wife eventually. Or it's just a mess. It's just a mess. Anyway, her husband is not interested in that. Because we were at a New Year's Eve party and there was a lot of people, including my best friend. Does he want the best friend? Cousin. My best friend's cousin. He doesn't he doesn't want the best friend, he wants the cousin. Okay, that's fine. As long as it's not my best friend, it's fine. And she's a very sweet girl, but I caught my husband speaking to her for what seemed to be abnormally long. I went over to them and came to find that they were talking about having kids, whether or not she would want to have kids one day. Very inappropriate, but I guess if you're like getting to like know people and you want to get to know them, I'm not going to say anything. Actually, I'm going to be quiet until the end, till this reading is done. I'm just going to zip it. I'm not going to say anything. Okay, so she says he was asking if she wanted to have kids one day. And she says, I should also have mentioned that I'm not able to have kids. Okay. Okay. Oh my god, that's sad. I realize what he's doing, but that's sad. Okay, okay, so I'm not sure if this is like a definite thing or if you still have to go to the doctor to like find out, or what the situation might be. But yeah, my sympathies go to you. Maybe just to make you feel a bit better, about, I don't know, I was in high school such a long time ago. So a long time ago I was in high school. I think I was like in the 10th grade or so. I got this period. I'm just telling you the story since you shared such a personal thing. I feel like I should also like share something with you. Okay, so I got my period in the 10th grade. Not my first period, but I got a period in the 10th grade, and this period lasted for about 2 months. So it was 2 months of me just bleeding and bleeding, like it was terrible. And I had anemic, so it was like 10 times worse, because like I only have so much blood and then I'm bleeding like this. It wasn't a good thing. And I got so skinny. Oh my god, I loved it though. But I got so skinny and so pale. And I still did school, like while going through that. I still went to school because it was stressful. Like it was the hard years. Like 10 to 12 is like the hardest years. 11 is like the hardest year. But anyway, so I ended up going to the doctor and they did like all these tests, and this gets me, okay? So I'm anemic, and okay, you're a doctor, and I come to you and I tell you I'm anemic and I've been bleeding for 2 months. Immediately it should register that like, okay, this girl is probably gonna die. Why in your right mind would you draw so much blood? Oh my god, the needle, I couldn't. I'm thinking about it now. Okay, so I'm deathly afraid of needles, and okay, I'm gonna cry. I don't want to think about it. Okay, so then they drew blood, but they drew so many tubes, and I was looking at them like, what are y'all doing? Like, what are you doing? Like, I'm here because I don't have blood. I'm here because I'm bleeding, and you guys are just drawing so much. But it's okay, I understand. I trust the process. I trust the process, and I just let them do it. And then they just asked a bunch of like weird questions, like things I wouldn't even know about. And there was this one doctor that was like, are you sexually active? And I was like, no ma'am, no, I am not. Like, I'm in high school, like I don't know these things, don't ask me these things. It was so awkward, like just being there and just the whole shebang. But I think they thought that I was like pregnant, maybe I was having like a miscarriage or something. I was like, not here, go to the next one, like not here. And then blah blah blah, fast forward, they gave me these pills and they gave me birth control, and I was never on birth control before, and I still am not on birth control. They did it so that would like stop the bleeding, and it did, but it soon like started like changing my moods, and I just wasn't feeling good. So as soon as the bleeding stopped, like I just chucked those. My mom was like, throw the shit away, like you don't need it. And then I was fine after that. But then before that, I remember I was taking the pills at school one day. Like I had to take my pill like because I need to take this pill, so yeah, and I had to take like other pills with it as well. And then I remember like, you know, those girls were like looking at me because they could like see the pill. I think they knew what it was, so they were like looking at me like, do you see what she's taking? And I was like, I'm dying, like I need this. And they were like, ew, okay, bye. They wanted nothing to do with it, and they just moved on. And I was like, don't even bother me don't bother me right now. But that was just the whole thing for me. But then at the end of the day, the reason why I'm telling you this story is when I went to the doctor, like my last appointment, they were like saying, okay, it's like a 50% chance that you could have kids or you won't. We'll just have to see, like as you get older, either you won't or you will. So it was just one of those things. But I wasn't like pressured by it. I was like, you know what, it's fine, I still get my period as per normal, so I didn't think that it would be like a thing. And even now, like me and my partner, like we're not stressed about it. It is one of those things. If we try one day, and it doesn't work, we'll go to the doctor and we'll find out like what's up. But yeah, I just wanted to share that little story with you. But yeah, we can go back to the reading. You saying, I'm not able to have kids. It hurt us for many years, but now we've moved past it. Okay, so that's good. She says, as for my husband, I suspect that he probably wants to bring her into the marriage to have kids with her. We're on the same wavelength. Okay, so yeah, she also says that her husband grew up in a polygamous home, so he knows like the way of like being in a polygamous relationship or like marriage. So so I think he just grew up with those values. Maybe when he met her, he might have not thought that he wanted to be like that, but maybe now he does. Anyway, moving on. Okay, then she says, I have been cutting him off every time he brings up polygamy. But now I am ready to face the facts. Kiki, please tell me what are the facts, LOL. Okay, so at the end she says, Kiki, please tell me what are the facts that I should be facing. Okay, firstly, I love you. You are so... You just like me. Like, we'll get like a serious situation and we'll just turn it funny, just so we can like cope with it. But it's not like toxic. It's like just in that like good spot of like, this is how we deal with it. I'm the same. But yeah, okay, so what I know about polygamy 101, I think that in order for him to marry someone, he needs your permission in order to marry them. So he needs the first wife's permission first before he goes ahead and proposes or even dates this girl. Like, he needs your permission in order to do that. So whether or not you are down for it, completely your decision. But as far as polygamy, like the facts of polygamy or what I see from it, there is like the show that I watch on TV, on TLC. It's called Sister Wives. Oh, I love that show. I watch it all the time. So what I've learned from there is that it is a very beautiful thing, just for families to like join in that way. And I think if the husband can provide and distinguish and give each wife that time, I think that it could be like a very good thing. But then you get the sad side of it where the husband isn't able to do that, and then you'll end up leaving, you know, the one wife for the other wife, and that's just a mess. But it's one way for you guys to have kids. Maybe not your child, but the way that these moms do it, it's like each of them raises each other's children. Yes, there will always be that one mom, and they will probably put the child to bed and, you know, all of that. But each of them feels like a mother to all of the kids. Like, it's like all their kids. It's normal to them. It comes naturally. And also it's open. Like, it's open, and you feel secure in a way. You feel secure, like you have this big family around you, and the stress isn't all on you. Like, you have a sister wife, and then she like backs you up in a way. And all the kids, like the kids love being together the way that I see it. The sad part of it is where the jealousy comes in. And the thing is, like, jealousy it's not a bad emotion. It might even be a necessary emotion. Like, jealousy lets you know, okay, you are alive and you feel jealous. But it is going to be a part of it. And the thing is, you're going to feel jealousy regardless of whatever you might do. You're going to feel jealous. It's only the means of acknowledging that emotion and then working through it to the point where it doesn't affect you and your marriage, and it also doesn't affect you and your sister wife's relationship. It's going to be a lot of battling, and the fact that you can't have kids and maybe she will be able to have kids might even hurt you even more. But it's all about how you look at it. Like, if you know you are able to handle that and look at the bright side of it, you still have your husband, and you gained a sister, and you gained children. You gained all her children that you get to look after, that you get to raise. Yes, it's their kids, but you're also in this marriage. I think it could be a nice thing, but I don't want to push you in that direction, because I personally wouldn't do it. Like, I would be able to do it, like if I had to, I would be able to do it, like regardless. Like, not like I can cut off emotions, but like I know that I could do it because I always see the bigger picture. And that situation, I would just see the beauty in it instead of getting jealous every corner. But most people aren't able to do that. That's why most people don't stand with it. They don't stand with that kind of religion. They don't allow it. They don't allow it in their communities. And that's another thing. You're going to be turned away a lot because Other people aren't going to understand your relationship, whether or not you were the first person that wanted it or not. You in it, so you might be in a situation where you're trying to move into a new neighborhood, and the people might see that you guys are polygamous, and they might be against that, so they might chase you away, or they might just be against you because people don't want unfamiliar things in their space or around their kids. I think people just take it too far, and they think like, you know, what if my daughter falls in love with one of their sons, and then they get married, and then my daughter becomes a sister wife because he wants more wives. I think that that's how they think of it. Like, they don't want their kids to be influenced like that because they don't believe in that. So there's a lot of challenges with it. I think if you are looking, or if you're leaning towards a yes, I think what you should do is speak to her as well, get to know her, and if you feel, not an attraction, because I don't think the wives are supposed to sleep together, but if you feel like this is someone that you could live with, this is someone that you could recognize as a friend, as a sister, if you can see them as a sister and he sees them as a wife, then it's a perfect match. Like, that would be like just the best thing ever. So I hope that works out, or I hope that I covered at least everything. Let me think. Oh, you're gonna have a lot of kids. Like, if he gets more wives, like, the kids, it's a lot. Like, there's like 26 kids, like, and there's like 3 houses next to each other. Like, it's like crazy. Like, I've seen it. It gets wild, and it gets very pricey. So if he is able to maintain that money-wise, he needs to have money, and a lot of it. Like, money isn't everything. Excuse me. Money isn't everything, but if he is not able to maintain everyone, that's gonna be a problem. So yeah, so it is gonna be very costly. And also, I think you need to have the conversation with him, like, does he really want this, and is he still gonna be your husband? Like, if you think about it, a whole new wife is coming in, so what if his attention just goes in, like, all to her and all to the kid? It can't be like that. It has to be 50-50, whether there's a kid involved or not, whether you can have kids or not. It still has to be 50-50. It's not about, oh, I like her more, so let me spend more days with her. No, doesn't work like that. It has to be 50-50, and it's going to be harder the more wives that he gets. So you need to discuss, you want an extra wife? He says yes. Or you possibly going to want more? And how many more? 5, 3, or just the 2? You need to discuss that with him so that you can see, okay, if he wants 5 and you're not comfortable with like 5 women in a house, or 5 women living right next to each other, and this man has to, you know, go from one to the next to the next. If you're not comfortable with that, then either you guys need to call it quits, or don't give him the permission to even get the second wife. With that, if you give him permission and he does it, yeah, he tells you how many wives he wants and you're okay with it, yeah. But if he asks you for permission and you say no, he then has the option to either just stay with you, or he can leave you. That's how it is. Everybody, it's a free world, so you get to do what you want. I just believe in, like, honesty and just being transparent. You know, don't trick anyone into staying with you because you know you want 5 wives. Maybe she's not comfortable with 5 wives, so you say 3 and then you still go for 5. Like, don't do that. Just be honest with each other, and then if the person wants to stick around, then let them stick around. But if not, then just let them go, and then go and find your 5 wives. Go have fun. Also, I think, like, you guys have been married for like about 4.5 years, correct? So I feel like he should have spoken to you in the beginning of the marriage, like, listen, this is what I'm interested in, possibly, and this is what I might want to do. So it would have been up to you to either say, okay, I want to marry you or not. So if he hasn't done that, I think maybe just question him on that, because he wasn't wanting to do that before, and now it's like all of a sudden an issue. Like, did he like see it somewhere on the TV or in a video, and now all of a sudden he's like, oh, that would be cool? Like, no. I understand that he grew up like that, but like the way your email is like, what your email gives off is that you didn't expect him to want a polygamous like marriage. So if he didn't speak to you, yes, Susie? If he didn't, he wants to go outside. If he didn't speak to you about it beforehand, that's also an issue. He should have spoken to you. Okay, I'm just gonna handle Zeus, and then we'll carry on. Come here. Also, you guys can even adopt. If it's just the kid that he wants, you can even adopt, or you guys can try surrogacy. I'm not sure if your eggs would work, but if not, he can maybe use another woman's eggs if you're comfortable with that, and then he can still get a son or daughter with his that has his blood, and then yeah, or like just adopt, and then yeah, I don't know. Hopefully that works out. There was something else that I also wanted to mention. Also, let's say he brings the wrong woman into the mix. Maybe he gets the second wife and then the third wife, and let's say the third wife is not as understanding as the two of you. That also throws things in an imbalance, like it's not going to be balanced. So like I said, just be careful with who you guys allow in, and like I said, just discuss with him, have that open communication with him, and then figure out exactly what it is that he wants. Does he just want the child? Does he actually want to practice polygamy, or what is it? And then you need to go within yourself and then decide, can you handle this? Can you deal with this for years to come? And if not, don't fool yourself in thinking, okay, it's fine, I'll just put up with it, I'll just no, you shouldn't have to put up with things in your marriage. You should be happy in your marriage, whether or not it's you know, with more than one person or it's just the two of you. You shouldn't have to settle and like be unhappy, because like the show that I'm watching, there is like two women that is very unhappy in the marriage. It's like their situation is a mess. Like it was a very beautiful thing in the beginning, but then you get older and you start to realize maybe you don't want to live like this. And if you think about it, when you're young and you know everything's fun and you have all these sister wives and it's just one big gang, and you have all these kids and you guys can run after these kids, and you have the one husband that everybody loves. Once you get older, I think they start to realize like, okay, so all our kids are leaving and we are getting old and we have one husband for all of us. Like, can you imagine all those old people sharing a husband? It's just weird, because I feel like when you're old, it's like you and your husband get into bed and that's it. Like you guys go to sleep together every night and it's just sweet and sweet and sweet. But then in a polygamous marriage, it's like that old man still has to go from one house to the next, to the next, to the next, and he still has to maintain each household, which is expensive. In South Africa and in America, it's very expensive. I think the two women at this point just want more of their husband's support, and it's not that he doesn't want to do it, it's that he's doing it as much as he can for everyone. So he's being spread very thin. There's a lot of kids involved, and they're still like young kids. I think the youngest is like 3 years old, and they're getting older. It's a lot to think about and to take in. So, you know, like I said, discuss with him and find out everything that he wants. Like, 1 wife, 2 wife, 3 wife, 4, or if he just wants the kid, or if he's willing to adopt, not your blood, not his blood, if he's willing to do that as well. Just ask him so many questions so that when you sit down, you go down every avenue of like, okay, we adopt, I feel like this, I feel happy or I feel sad. Maybe he wants 5 wives, I feel like this, happy or sad, do I want to go for it, not? Yeah, basically just get as much information as you can so that you can take it all in and then figure out what you are comfortable with, and then have another discussion with him. Tell him, I'm comfortable with this and not with this. I'll allow this and not this. Like I said, maybe even he just wants that woman to just carry your child, and then she'll give the baby to you guys, and then that's it. You won't know until you sit and have that discussion with him, but there is a lot of cons. I think there's more cons than pros, but there is also a lot of pros. Just the unity, and just the whole family being together and having like a big Christmas. I think it could be a very beautiful thing if it's done properly and if it's done correctly, with the morals and the values still being there, because you know, once he's doing it for selfish reasons, you can immediately see that he loves one wife more than the other, and he treats this one better than this one. Same with kids, he can't treat her kids better than the third wife's kids. Like, it's a lot. If you know your husband, firstly, so if you know that he's not the type of person that can balance a lot like that, if you know he's going to be choosing one over the other, if he has selfish tendencies, then I think just advise him not to go for it. And you also need to explain to him that he needs to be balanced. Everything needs to be the same, 50-50. Like, I think if he buys her something, he needs to buy you as well. Like, and it gets expensive because maybe she needs it and you don't, but he still needs to buy her and buy you as well. So yeah, just have that discussion with him. I think also just thank him for, you know, coming forward and trying to talk to you about it, because he could have just, you know, went and cheated, or he could have just left you for someone who can have kids. It could have been a much messier situation, but he decided to be honest with you and open with you. So now I think you have to return the favor and do the same with him, and then just have the communication. If you want to, you can play this video for him as well, so that he can also be a bit more open-minded to what issues you guys might be having, and what the goal is for both of you, and if the goal is the same, and if the journey is the same. And then yeah, also, just because this female right now that he is pursuing might not be the one, doesn't mean that there won't be another one that you might like, and you might like to be with him, and you might want to join with your family. So don't scratch it out completely until you know for sure, okay, I don't want to be in I don't want this, I just want, you know, the two of us, and we'll figure it out. So yeah, I hope that helps. I think this was a bit too long, but I hope that helps. Please do give me feedback with, you know, whatever the outcome might be. I think it would take a couple of months for you guys to make a decision and then finally arrive to that decision. So yeah, hopefully you guys do figure it out and doesn't, you know, cause a rift between your marriage. But if it does, just let it be, let go, and then just rebuild yourself. Don't ponder on it. You can contact me at any time if you need any advice. If anything does happen, you can contact me, okay? Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. This is a very interesting topic. I should have done some more research, or I should have done research in general, instead of just giving like my general knowledge. But that's what the show is about. It's just giving stuff off the top of my head, not going and researching it. Unless it's a word that I don't know, I would go and research, because I don't want to sit here and talk nonsense. Also, you guys can tell me if I'm sitting here and talking nonsense, because I don't know the facts, but this is what I kind of get, or what I've picked up along the way. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Bye.